This is the Effing Business Podcast. You ask the questions, we answer them.
All right, episode 24.
There you go, buddy.
What are we talking about, Vince?
Today, talking about on the podcast.
Next venture.
Next venture, exactly, and how we do it. And
Whatever we're going to say here today is probably going to be the exact opposite of how it turns out. So let's
probably. So it's either you buy into a company and sort of that's your next venture, or you start off something you're all by yourself, like we did sort of Bulldog Marketing. So I think that the best way, and I've seen with other companies that are successful, is leveraging what you're doing. The best way, in the most seamless way, to really gain that traction out the door for starting a new business and growing a business is to just leverage what you're doing, do it right, and then see what's working, see what's like what people are asking you about, take the temperature, and then leverage that and create another company from it. It's an evolution, keeping your ear to the floor and feeling, okay, it's time to strike, let's go after it. So I see it with other companies, I see it with other businesses. And so that's how I think that the best way for a company to really, go the next place and where they want to do about starting or investing.
So a year ago, I told you I don't want to start any more companies. I want to buy into existing companies and improve them. What I've realized recently is we've started to get good at building processes and systems. Mm-hmm. So when I said that to you, I probably thought in my mind I would have to be part of the management or running the day-to-day operation of those other businesses, of creating those other businesses. Right. But I don't know that we have to do that. So I agree with everything you said. If we're in a position where opportunities are coming our way, we're not making any effort to go find them, they're just coming our way and they make sense for us, leverage the areas that we can already provide value, grow those, right. And then over time, see if that can be grown further. But it also matters if you're spending a lot of time finding opportunities and it's just not there, then that's not the place you go.
But searching for opportunities is really difficult because there's tons of opportunity. Like, I think that's the hard part is that you're good at one business, right? You really sort of stumble on the next opportunity, right? And then that opportunity, like, very quickly, like, yes, we opened we had Bulldog Adjusters for 9 years. We're coming up on 10 years. It was really sort of the only opportunity we've had the whole time. Like, one after.
But the entirety... We talked about the entire time about other things. We're going to do this when. We're going to do that when.
Right, exactly.
You rolled your eyes at me a lot, but that's the conversations we had.
Right. We talked about, like, we'll do this, we'll do that, right? But it was always like, we're going to have to start a whole brand new company,
It seemed like an impossibility. Like, there's no way we're ever going to get there. And then all of a sudden, you kind of got there.
But also, like, they kind of roll into the next one. It's like a snowball effect when it comes to opportunity, and not only does it make like the snowball rolls past you, you're like, hey, we can jump on that bandwagon and roll with it as well.
Absolutely.
And that was sort of the hard part for us. Like, I think we were
creating that momentum,
but also what it was really knowing that momentum is ready. We're ready to take that momentum. You may want to really say, like,
I don't know if you experienced
why aren't we doing it? But, like, you're not ready to get on that train.
It was always my goal, I think that's been very clear, I think both of ours, to do as many things as possible and, not do it half-assed. Do it right and move on to the next one. But I think it's weird because people in weird ways kind of frown on you when they hear you're doing something else. Well, why aren't you just sticking to what you were already doing?
Yeah, I got a lot of crap for
it. And I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't ready for it.
Because I think they see we had success, continue to have success, with like, let's say, just call it the mainstay, right? Like our baby right now, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they saw the growth, it got there.
Did they really see it, or they just knew it was there?
Peripherally, they saw it, right? I think it's just different mindsets. So I think they're like, well, that's just too much on your plate.
So they're very singular. You know what? I don't know if that's true because I think people have said this to me who've done other things. So I don't know that.
The only people who gave me crap are guys who had, like, either single focus or they just like were just asking.
Oh, they weren't saying it negatively.
No, they were just like, why? Like, you're doing okay, like, whatever. But they were just like,
oh, so they were really inquiring. They weren't.
The guys I asked were like single focus guys. They had one business, or they were just. I mean, no knock on them, but they were either employees or whatever. Just like, why do you need to open another thing? I don't understand. And I don't think they have the bug. So if you don't have the bug, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand why I want to do more because, like, I'm handling it. I built, after 9 years, processes and systems, management, so on. I can handle it, right? I can walk away. I'm not saying I can walk away from, our mainstay business.
But you're not involved in the whirlwind of the day-to-day, so you can spend more time building out that business and others.
Correct. And they don't see that or understand that because they're stuck in their whirlwind, or they're a tactician. They're very good at making buttons, right? So they'll make the best buttons. They'll make lots of money making buttons, but they're constantly always going to be the guy making the button. They haven't created a system that makes the button for them. I call those guys like hobbyists, right? They could have a great business. They can make lots of money being a hobbyist, but you have a hobby. You cannot walk away and still make millions of dollars.
Why do you think they think that way?
Dollar today, not tomorrow.
So you're thinking they're now people?
Correct. They're not willing to invest in themselves. Really, not even so much themselves, but yes, invest in themselves and their business.
What about control?
A
lot of people are of the opinion that nobody could do this better than me.
Correct. And I think my father had this thought process for a long time.
Have you had that conversation with him?
My father,
or just hard to
my
as a
father's
son?
been a chef for about 45 years. He has recipes that are 45, maybe 60 years old from his mother and so on. His old boss came to him and said, I want your recipe. And he said, no, I'm not giving it to you. Okay.
That's not how he said it, though.
Yeah, he didn't say it like that. He said it was a little bit more colorful. But he said that, and I said, I mean, okay, it's your choice, Dad. And then 2 weeks later, I found out he gave it to him. I said, why'd you give it to him? He said, because, Vince, it doesn't matter. I can give him exactly what needs to go into that recipe.
He doesn't have my taste buds?
I'm constantly changing it, right? Like, it's a batter that makes a certain item, and the batter constantly has to be played with. And so I'm constantly playing with it. They're not going to get it right. Yeah, sure, they can get it close. Don't get me wrong.
Is he right, or is that just what he thinks?
There are certain things he's right about.
So what do you think is the bigger problem? The control aspect of it, or the money aspect?
So I think control is the way they try to cloak. They're scared to invest in themselves, invest in their business, right? They're about now, right? Oh, if I don't do this, I'll have to pay somebody. That's going to be less money in my pocket. I need to make money now. Again, I don't want to knock people who I call hobbyists because it's just the worst way I can figure out how to classify it in my head. They can make lots of money. They can make lots of money long term. They may think in their head, I'm going to make lots of money singularly, and then I'm going to invest in the stock market, or I'm going to invest in other businesses. They can make lots of money, and they can do it other ways. But they can cloak it by saying, but I won't have control, or no one can make it better than me. That's their cloak of saying.
No one can service my client as well as I can.
Correct. They don't want to invest in a system that makes a company and not a hobby.
Is it that, or they just don't know that they can actually build a quality system that allows them to do that?
Possibly, but
could it be them just being naive?
No, because I think there's plenty of companies they could see. There's companies they're emulating that are selling the same product that have created a system, that have a company.
And they're complaining about it when they see those guys on television.
Exactly. So that guy makes $10 or $20 less of you on each whatever product you're making. His buttons are $50. The guy who mass manufactures them are $30, but he sells 2 million of them and you sell 100,000. Who doesn't work for the 20 years?
Okay, so that's a good question. Is who makes more money, or the making of more money, a barometer, and that they're just not measuring themselves by, right? So I think
they are.
Hold on, we're very opposite, right? You're like no rules, no limitations. I'm like very old school. It's no before yes. I have to think about it. Haven't changed totally, but I've over time.
I was wondering if you was going to try to admit that you changed.
I've gotten better over time.
Yeah, good.
Is it just that they're not necessarily motivated by money? They're just, I don't know, they're caught in the grind. They don't think that way. You know what I mean?
Then what are they motivated by?
Making a living.
But that's money.
They don't know that they could be making so much more money.
I think everybody wants to make more money. If you're thinking like they have a barometer of I'm going to make 100,000 on this one.
They don't think from the standpoint. If I do it this way, I'm actually going to make more money. I don't mean a couple dollars, like significantly more money.
You have to, because the guys who are making more money.
And do you think that's our strength?
Are making systems, are making processes.
Do you think that's our strength, that we think?
Why does Amazon? No one really bought from until they had Prime. Am I right or wrong?
They've definitely grown tremendously.
Right, it was a huge I would love to see when Prime
bought from, but
but it was not the same. I would love to see the thing where it went to. Right? How did that happen? Fulfillment centers.
Right.
Fulfillment centers have processes, super duper processes. How products are getting in, out, so on.
So you're saying by us buying Prime memberships, Amazon was able to invest in those processes, and then they just exploded.
Correct.
Gotcha.
They know button maker B is making more money than me, but he doesn't have the same quality of product as me, right? So he maybe it's a guy who's just totally stuck on I don't really care how much money I'm going to make. And there's guys who are like that. It's fine.
So where is there a perfect balance between making as much as you can without sacrificing
happiness?
Quality? No, not happiness. Quality of the work you do.
No, that's the barometer. Happiness.
Meaning?
Some guys just don't want to make money. Some guys want to be happy. Right?
And they think making money will get in the way of their happiness.
So me and you are very happy grinding.
Funny, you told me I'm grumpy every day, but I'll take that.
Right? No, but we're very happy grinding and making
right,
business.
Right, that's true.
Right? Money, yes, is what we want to make, but I think it's about like an enterprise and having many companies, and we know with that will come money.
Right.
Right? Some guys, it's just about money. Right? I don't care about what I'm selling. I could be selling drugs. I'm happy. Some guys, they make $60,000. They have a 9 to 5 job. They know they're not going to be the richest guy in the block. They'll maybe rent the whole life, but they love their kids, they love their wife, and they're happy as shit.
There's no reason to change.
Happiness is the barometer.
Gotcha.
All right, so I think that's it. I think that's what it's all about. It's all about happiness. That's a barometer.
24.
Episode 24, yeah. Kobe Bryant. Good job.